So we've added a new post, we've implemented add post. Now let's get all of the posts for a certain user according to their ID. So the route for that is API posts by and then the user ID. The function is get post by user. So in get post by user, we only have one function here, so it'll just be a request and a response. We'll wait post.find. We'll use the posted by value, the posted by path, according to request.profile._ID. We'll await that and get that back as a posts array. And then if we have multiple posts by a given user, we can sort their posts. So we can use the sort method, and we can sort according to the created at path, and we can sort them in descending order, meaning that their most recent posts are at the top. If it was in ascending order, their oldest post would be at the top of the page. Or I should say, we would start with their oldest posts. And then we just need to return with res.json posts. So we'll save, and then we'll add a new post. So we'll just say hi again for the text, just to change it up a bit. And send this request off. So we have another post. This is coming from John. So we'll grab his ID from the posted by object. We can say API/post/by. This is a GET request. So we'll post his ID at the end, hit send. And we should see an array of posts, all from John. And if we look at the created at date and time, we're getting the ones that are most recent in time, and then followed by the ones that come after. So that's easy enough, but how do we get the user's post feed? So let's make a request for a certain user's profile, say API/user/profile. We'll get John's profile. We see that Joan is following John. So actually we'll get Joan's profile. So Joan's following John. How do we make it so that she has a feed that includes John's posts? Well, this functionality will be for, if we look at our routes, the get post feed function, and the endpoint for this is API posts feed and then user ID. So here for get post feed, we just have one function here. We're going to grab from request.profile following and ID. So kind of like we did for the user's feed, we're going to take the following array and push onto it the ID. And in this case, we want to get all of our posts as well as the posts of everyone that we're following. So we'll say await post.find. We'll find the post according to posted by. We'll use the in operator. We want to get all the posts that are in our following array. Or I should say all of the posts that were made by the users whose IDs are in the following array. And we'll call sort. So this will return an array. Obviously we can sort this again by the created at path in descending order. Set the return value to posts, and then return it with res.json. Alright, so we'll save that. So we'll take Joan's ID, we'll say API/posts/feed, and paste in her ID, and hit send. So we get an array of John's posts, since they came recently, and then her post. So this is what a user's feed will consist of. Any users they're following, their posts, as well as their own posts. And note that we were able to get this user's feed without signing in. Now if you want to change your permissions so that, first of all, we're checking auth, adding some check auth middleware before we get a user's post feed, and then within our getPostFeed function, we check to see that isAuthUser is set to true in order to be able to make a GET request to read this data. However, I don't think it's much of a security issue, and I just wanted to show you an example where you can make your permissions a bit looser.